first of all, if you see an office and you think, hey, I could really make impact there, and you do the math, right? Obviously, I would never tell people. I tell people always prepare for whatever battle you're gonna go into, right? Do the math, see if it's feasible. But if you want to represent your community in a way that's more impactful, and whether that be city council, school board, township trustee, state house, even, just go for it. Like, we really need more people who are passionate and care about the community. Don't do it for the power. Don't do it for the glory. It's not fun. It's not a fun position unless you're crazy. Like, it could be, there's some exciting parts to it, of course, but we really need people who are going to serve the community, like truly going to serve the community. I think for 2024, obviously that time is over, because I think every petition has already been filed.
Right.
But for 2025, start thinking about it. Start getting involved right now in 2024. Start organizing. Start connecting with your community. Start seeing like the things they're frustrated about. The issues that haven't been addressed in the community. And really, if you find right now in 2024, really, I would say community's goal should be to find candidates that they really can relate to, that can do the things that your community needs as a whole, right? We need to think more collectively and stop thinking like, oh, I want tax cuts and I want this. We start thinking about what's beneficial to the community, right? What do we need? We need better schools. We need better streets. We need someone who fights for justice, right? Overseas and at home. Start collaborating as a community and looking at these candidates and saying, okay, this person will be great for us. And start organizing with your community. Start organizing with your neighbors. Start organizing with your friends. Tell them, hey, I know you're like very disillusioned right now. Everyone's disillusioned, right? No one really wants to vote for anybody. Yeah. It's just very depressing times. And I understand, like, it's the whole trust in the political system has been declining like for a very, very long time. It's a mess. I don't blame anybody. But we're only going to change it if we get involved.
Right.
We can't just keep looking away and be like, it's crazy. It's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
It's gonna get worse. So if you find someone, and I urge you guys to look hard, right? Find someone who can fit your community. They don't have to be perfect. Like, there's not gonna be the perfect candidate, right? It's very rare. Find someone that you can talk to and can work with, and then engage with them, and connect with them and stay connected to them, because and don't leave them once they get elected either. Once you get them elected, like, continue to stay on them and make sure they know about the issues that are going on in your community, because politicians, elected officials, I don't like the word politician. Elected officials, they get a lot of things thrown at them. Even if they care about your community, there's like hundreds and hundreds of people in line talking about an issue. They get overwhelmed. And if they happen to forget they're a human being about an issue you told them about in the beginning while they're running, follow up. And we have a hard time with that. We're like, oh, they forgot about us. What are we going to do now? Go back to them and talk to them, right? That goes back to that lobbying thing. Get educated on political organizing, lobbying, how to have good communication with your elected officials, right? For God's sake, don't throw them away because of one bad decision. They're going to make decisions that are not the best, right? But if we throw them away, then we have nobody.
Yeah.
Be strategic about it. Connect with them for now, and then find somebody else to get rid of them.
Yeah.
Right? We need to be more strategic is basically my advice for the community in 2024. We need to be more strategic. We need to be more cohesive.
Right.
Because we're not going to build power in different groups, right? We're going to build power all together. And this is not just Muslim communities, like, the Black community. You find those communities that have the same needs as you. We all have pretty much the same needs. Like, we're all looking for very similar things. We want to have better quality of life. We want to have better schools, better streets, right? Better healthcare. We need to come together more and build coalitions and then actually make these things happen instead of just complaining and going to sleep.
Yeah, it's complaining and going to sleep is easy.
It's easy,
actually,
man.
Making a change is the hard part.
It's
and as you said, it's not fun unless you're crazy.
Yeah.
And most people are not crazy, but
I don't know.
Some are.
Yeah.
But I guess I did want to preface the point that if someone were to get into local or state, I don't know about federal, maybe federal, who knows? Yeah. If someone gets into that position, how do they ensure that, I guess, they don't face the same repercussions that, other elected, like, for example, if I'm a big fan of XYZ candidate and that candidate gets elected and then they don't deliver on their promises, how do I make sure that I don't lose hope? Because I think it's easier to have someone who agrees with you 90% and push them on that remaining 10% than have someone who agrees with you 50% and push them the other 50%.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is...
how do you not lose hope, really? on the candidate?
Yeah, I mean,
Understanding the political landscape. Like, for example, in Ohio, we don't get anything done. I had promises,
yeah,
but some bills literally don't even get hearings because our chairmen are like, nah, I don't hear it. So we have to understand the political landscape and understand there's a bigger picture and get involved in things like we're trying to change the bigger picture in Ohio. We're doing redistricting, citizen-led initiative for redistricting, and not like politicians drawing maps. Like, I think it was like citizens, people, not politicians, something like that. I don't know. But we're trying to redraw the map so we can have less gerrymandered maps and actually have like a fair election where people can choose like real candidates and not people who drew a map for themselves or drew a district for themselves. And we can actually have a GA that, a General Assembly that actually makes decisions.
Yeah, instead of
just try to screw people over 24/7.
Instead of, hey, I'm in office, I'm in this big shiny chair now.
Exactly. A lot of them are just there for the big shiny chair. Like, some I don't even see them. Yeah.
They got elected and then
they're
never
just
see them
taking
again.
the title and go home. They just take the little fancy pin. They go home.